Hey guys, this is Senor, and this is the 3-4 free play tutorial in the LEGO Batman free play tutorial series. So this is the second level of the run, so you're just coming out of 3-5, and depending on how you ended 3-5, you'll either have one or two players in here. Whether you have one or two, you're going to enter this next level with just one, so if you have two players dropped in and you didn't hit the trigger, you're going to drop out P2 here, and if you hit the trigger, you can just jump straight up to the Batwing and enter 3-4. There's no specific characters you need, just Batman and Robin to start this level. Alright, so as we enter the level in room 1, we spawn right here by this Batwing. Directly to our right, there's a cutscene to cue Killer Moth, and he flies across that gap, but we're going to skip that and this whole entire room. So we'll start the level, switch to the glide suit, and do 3 SSJs up, and glide over this gap. And this, gliding over this gap to the door, skips, see all this, going around all of that, plus that cutscene. So it's just something to note as well for this opening room, is after you do 3 SSJs up here, in this zone above the water, you cannot do any SSJs. It's a no SSJ zone, there's no solid ground below you, so you have to just glide, e-glide across the gap, or just normally glide, whatever you prefer. You'll go straight through this fence on the other side, no matter what. You can go as high or as low as you can, as you want, you'll still go straight through the fence. One other thing that can happen is sometimes if you like miss an e-glide or something, you're too low, and you go below here, you can always just switch and it'll upwarp you up here. And then once you do that and get across the gap, just jump kick through the door and you're into room 2. Alright, so entering room 2, your P2 will always be switched over to a toxic character because they try to go around that previous room. If you do the skip in room 1, they'll go across the toxic gap and switch to a toxic character. It doesn't really matter what toxic character they're on, because in this room we're going to do a drop-in warp that skips us into the next area. It's the same room, it's just the upper area which is completely blocked off. As you can see in this room, the ceilings all have collision, so you can't SSJ up and over. It has collision everywhere, and we can't just glide over here. What you're technically supposed to do is build this elevator to go up, but when you are up here, up against the wall, in any of these spots up here, preferably you want to be above this fan right here. This is typically where I line it. If you're up there and you drop in player 2, it will think that you're in that upper area. When you drop them in, it will just spawn up there. So as long as P2's off screen, so I'll demonstrate it from the beginning of the room. So when I enter this room, typically I like to get 1 damage boost if I can. Sometimes they don't really like it, and then I go straight up, and as I'm gliding over, I'm hitting F2 and dropping in and then switching. So I'll just demonstrate that one more time. Re-dropping back in here. Let's just say I got the damage boost, and now we're going up. I like to glide up a little early, a little higher than I need to, so when I'm e-gliding like this, I can start spamming F2. So as soon as we get to that wall, he'll be able to drop in. We just drop out on P2 and then swap through the wall. Once we get into this area, it's very simple. Just switch over to Glide Suit Batman and do its normal slam. And it is enough to break this door and skip the puzzle and simply exit the room. Alright, so for room 3, you're going to spawn here, and you can actually already see the exit of the room all the way over there, and that's actually the boss fight entrance as well. So to start this room, player 1 usually spawns back here, so it's a simple switch to player 2 at the very, very beginning to basically get yourself, basically 1 body length closer without having to actually run that body length. But yeah, so that firewall that's in the middle there, you're just going to SSJ over that, but I usually only, so when I run off this platform, I do 1, 2 SSJs, and then E-glide, and that will get us enough height to get over the hitbox of the firewall, and then quickly be able to drop this set of goons to get a damage boost, as well as get an extra damage boost from those goons. And one thing to note is you want to enter the boss fight as Heat Suit Batman. So right as before I enter this boss fight, I always switch 1 to the left, and that's from the glide suit, and that's always going to be Heat Suit Batman. So a simple switch into the boss fight, and we're on the correct characters. Alright, now that we're in the boss fight, I want to take you through the 1P2C step by step, because it is probably the hardest 1P2C in the run, and definitely the hardest part of this level. So I want to take it step by step with you, so I can get you guys on the best cycles. Alright, the first thing to do in the boss fight is switch over to your other player and then switch him to Bomb Suit Batman. And you head to the left and destroy those 3 metal boxes over there, and then build the generator. And while that's happening, you're going to get Killer Moth just 1 hit. You're going to hit him 1 time. Either that means a punch, or if that means it's the bomb sometimes can get him that heart of damage. All you want to do is take 1 heart of damage off of him. I'm going to pause it right there because then the next part's going to happen really fast. So I'm just going to do this here, switch over, and then we're also going to drop a P2 in this time. And he can do the hit on Killer Moth if need be, and switch player 1 back to Tech Suit Robin. Now that player 1 is Tech Suit Robin, as you can see now, as the goons are now coming out, there's 5 goons, I believe, that come out on the first cycle, and once you start seeing the goons coming out, that is when you want to do your second hit on Killer Moth, because once you get a second hit, they'll start going up by the lights for some cycles, and you want to time the hit as to when the goons are coming out. Immediately once you hit him, you want to hit him first of all, you want to hit him with Heat Suit Batman, and then as soon as you do that, you want to target all of the goons that are coming out with Heat Suit Batman, which should be 5. You want to target all of them and kill them, and as soon as you do that, head over to the right by the box with Batman, which I'll demonstrate right now, and I'll even demonstrate that part of pushing the box and then also doing the Tech Suit panel with Robin. So as soon as we drop in here, we're going to punch Killer Moth, target the goons, actually those 6, my bad. We're going to go over to the box, punch it while using the panel with Robin. And while you're pushing the box, you just want to push it right there. You just want to push it all the way down to the right. There's no need to push it back yet towards the wall. We're just going to push it to the right and start killing these enemies and head over towards the levers to get the first cycle. And I want to note something that for the first cycle, Killer Moth has to be on that far right side, jumping off, either just jumping off the platform or just a little bit flying here. He's gliding a little bit here to make the first cycle. Once you've pulled these levers, you can't really watch to see if you've made the cycle correctly. You just have to immediately go back to that box you were pushing with Batman and finish the push on it to the wall and position yourself with Robin to where Killer Moth is going to jump down. As you can see, we push the box, and Robin is already in the spot where Killer Moth is going to jump down. You're going to hit Killer Moth 1 time as soon as he jumps down, and you're going to delay the second hit. And while that is happening, you want to run over back to this generator with Batman and start building it. As you can see, when you punch Killer Moth, he kind of runs away for a second, in that downtime when he's running away. So after we finish building the thing, we're going to run down with both players and do the same exact timing as the first cycle. We're going to punch Killer Moth punch Killer Moth for the second hit as soon as the goons start coming out. We're going to do the same exact thing as what we did on the first cycle. So here it is. Come down with Robin. We're going to wait till the goons start coming out. Then we'll punch him, target the goons, use the Tech Suit panel. And this time you don't need to go push a box with Batman. You can just kill all the goons 1 by 1. And then head over to the levers to pull them for the second cycle. And you'll know you'll get the second cycle if, once again, Killer Moth is either standing on that platform or just getting out, or just starting to fly. So you can pull it here. As you can see, you should make the second cycle, fall down, the light will turn on, and that is the level. I'm going to now show you guys the boss fight in full speed. Alright, now I want to do the full speed fight. So we enter the fight with Heat Suit Batman, switch over to the bomb suit, destroy that, and switch over to Tech Suit. We see the people coming out, so then we're going to Batarang and get on the Tech Suit panel, push the bomb over with Batman, and generally it's okay if you leave 1 or 2 goons alive as long as they're not disturbing you at the panel, but preferably kill those goons. And we can tell it's going to be a good cycle because he just jumped up. And we're going to head straight back over to the box to push it. Wait over there with Robin, punch Killer Moth. Build the generator once again. You see the goons coming out, so we're going to punch Killer Moth. That was a little bit of an early punch, but still should get the cycle relatively easily because the second cycle is a little more lenient. And just a note, if you miss a cycle, it only loses about 8 to 10 seconds per cycle miss, so while it might lose you a bit on the split, it's not going to be anything run killing. As you can see, coming over here, and thank you guys for watching, good luck in the runs, and we'll see you on the leaderboards.